afternoon, everybody. We're going to get started. So take your seats and please hold your comments down. So my name is Fadullon. I'm Director of Planning and Development for the City of Philadelphia, and I'm really, really thrilled to be here today to announce a major increase in our down payment and settlement assistance program. We've been running this program for a number of years, and we've been handing out grants of $500. I want to say about 6 months ago we were able to get some additional dollars from JP Morgan Chase, which allowed us to up that to about $1,500. But now, thanks to the incredible efforts of the mayor, city council, and our housing advocates, we've gotten some additional dollars, and we are now going to be able to provide assistance of up to $10,000. Yeah. Right? Really, we think this is going to be a game changer. This is going to make home ownership much more accessible to many more residents of the city of Philadelphia. We are all well aware of the incredible inequitable wealth gap, how important home ownership is to being able to build equity and wealth, and to be able to offer that opportunity and access to that opportunity for so many more of our residents is just really, really exciting, and I'm so thrilled to be here today. So let's kick off the program. We have the wonderful, our wonderful Mayor Jim Kenney, who's going to say some words for us, and then we'll talk with some council folks and some other advocates as well. So thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's really a pleasure to be here today, and I'm very proud to announce the Philly First Home Program. For many years, the city has had a program to help first-time homebuyers with their down payment or closing costs. We've given up to $500 in down payment assistance and recently moved that number up to $1,000. Now, because of the additional funding provided by the Housing Trust Fund, the city is able to give Philadelphians up to $10,000 towards their down payment and closing costs. We want Philadelphians to be able to become homeowners and become long-time residents of their neighborhoods. This program increases that possibility and provides more substantial support for residents who are ready to buy their first homes. To receive these funds, future homeowners go to a free homeownership counseling. This helps them fully prepare for the next major phase in their life. During counseling, they learn about purchasing a home within their budget, avoiding dangerous mortgages, improving, repairing, and maintaining credit, money management, avoiding foreclosure, and so much more. The Philly First Home Program will start this June, and we are looking forward to helping residents across the city officially become new homeowners. Home ownership is a really important achievement in our society and in our city. I know that there's been a lot of concern relative to the cost of housing and how neighborhoods are changing and the tax abatement and all that stuff, but we really want to make sure that we get to the people who need the assistance to be able to have them meet their goal of home ownership. And the more homeowners we have, the more stable our communities are, the more profitable people, the more productive people are, and they have something to live for and maintain. So I really want to thank everybody involved in this and look forward to it coming in June. Thanks.
So before I have the members of City Council come up, I just want to thank them, right? Because I think the work of this council that's in office right now has really brought the whole conversation about affordable housing to the forefront in Philadelphia, and it's such an important issue across the country, but in our community as well, and to be having the conversations that we're having that lead to the kind of results that we're here to announce today is really, really important, and so I thank them for that. So Council President Darrell Clark, come on up. You want to have them come up, just go through.
Oh, no, you got it. Okay. Good afternoon. It's another great day. We seem to be having a lot of these lately, and it's a good thing. So first of all, I want to thank the mayor and the administration for working with us on this initiative. For a long, long time, we've understood the need to have home ownership wherever possible. We've moved on a lot of different initiatives, but the simple reality is that the federal government and to some degree the state has cut back dramatically its support, i.e. dollars. And so long ago when we used to do Homestead and we had the choice neighborhoods over in the eastern side of the city of Philadelphia, that money's gone now. So we have to continue to come up with creative ways of ensuring that we have opportunities. Lo and behold, as we got together and we discussed issues around the construction tax, this is kind of where this all started. we got a consensus to move ahead with a funding stream that would allow us to have equitable growth in the city of Philadelphia. And a significant part of that equitable growth is make sure the people that had the ability to actually pay a mortgage, but simply weren't in a position to pay that down payment. You know, and with the changing in the banking regs and all that, there's a little more required to get into a house. So as a result of this initial resource, and I want to thank everybody involved, particularly our advocate community, because you kept pushing us and pushing us, lo and behold, this program has far surpassed anything we've done since the good old days, and I actually think even far surpassed that, when the federal government used to give us like $150 million a year in block grant dollars, and that was so long ago I can't even remember when it was. But this is an awesome program. It will help us facilitate, the city's initiative on workforce housing. It will allow all these individuals that are moving in the city and moving in apartments because they simply can't be in a position to purchase a home, but would like to stabilize. Individuals had this significant student debt. We're actually working on some strategies with that to actually buy a home. So we're excited. We look forward to moving ahead. I want to thank my colleagues for pushing the issue, obviously. I actually see Barbara out there. The real estate community should be pretty excited about that because we want to stimulate the market even more. So this is a win-win for all of us. So I just want to thank everybody involved, and we look forward to providing that first loan to that new home purchaser in the city of Philadelphia. Thank you all very much.
So I want to invite Councilwoman Quinones. I saw her come in. There you are. You are over my left. She has been, as we know, a big champion of affordable housing. Really was one of the strong impetuses around starting that whole conversation and rising it up in the city. And so we're thrilled to be here with you.
Thank you, thank you. I also want to thank our advocates in the community who've remained really committed in figuring out all the different tools and options that we have. The mayor, Ann, and her team, because this is about toolboxes. It's about looking at our toolboxes and making sure that the tools within those are sharpened. And we believe this is a sharpening of another tool, of many other tools. I want to thank Council President Clark, Councilwoman Parker, Squilla, and others, because whether you're talking about the restore, rebuild, what's the name? Renew. You know, that product line is hugely important. We believe this product line is even more important because it really sends a message to folks who, for whatever reason, because of student loans and other things, have not had that access to capital. We cannot do this alone. The private market is extremely important in this partnership and being able to provide the housing opportunities in a more streamlined way and access to folks. I was upstairs at Scattergood Foundation, just released a report around the city, and it looked at assets and risk. And the conversation can no longer be about equality. It really has to be about equity. And this is one of those equity points that I think we're getting it hugely right. And so I want to thank everyone who's been part of it. Thank you.
So this next councilwoman is a wonderful reminder about how we need to support all types of neighborhoods and communities in our city. And she particularly is tireless in voicing the needs of the workforce, middle-income neighborhoods, those who may still need assistance but just be slightly over income. For a lot of our assistance programs, but really important for us to support our middle neighborhoods, so we make sure that those neighborhoods continue to succeed and don't become, disinvested communities. So, Councilwoman Parker.
So good afternoon to each of you. I want to, on behalf of those members of council who represent middle neighborhoods, like Councilman Mark Squilla and myself, say a special thank you to you, Mayor Kenney, and the administration, and to you, Council President Clark, as our leader, because you listen. And when we talk about preserving neighborhoods and stabilizing communities in the city of Philadelphia, we have to think about stabilizing our existing housing stock, and that means making sure that pursuit of and attaining the great American dream that has allowed people from all walks of life classes and socioeconomic statuses to build wealth, that it is accessible. So this is, in fact, another tool in the toolbox to help to preserve Philadelphia and to say not just student loan debt, but student loan debt, the child care, car loans. I mean, that kind of debt puts home ownership just out of the reach of the average Philadelphian who is trying to walk, chew gum at the same time and still maintain a nice quality of life. So I want to thank each and every one of you. Let's no one say that the city of Philadelphia, this mayor, this administration led by Darrell Clark and all members of council, that we have not been tirelessly working to ensure that we address the issue of access to affordable housing and ensuring that it's equitably been able to be accessed by all Philadelphians. So I'm just really proud, Mr. Mayor, Council President Clark, and also just a little tired of people not thinking that we're not working hard. I think people think we're down here twiddling our thumbs, but if they look at the work we've produced lately, you'll see that this mayor and this council, we've been hard at work to getting things done and not just articulating problems. Thank you.
So I just have to say, whenever Councilwoman Parker speaks, I'm not sure why we have a microphone. So unfortunately, Councilman Squilla couldn't join us today, but he was really a champion for this, really pushed hard to have this increase in the settlement assistance. And so even though he's not here, we really thank him for his efforts. But that means we get to hear from the wonderful councilman at large, Councilman Tottenberger, which again, I think just underscores that this is about all the residents of Philadelphia.
And thank you very much. And Mr. Mayor, congratulations on a really great program. American cities are measured on their amount of home ownership. Philadelphia has always done okay. But with this program, we're going to do even better. When you build equity and home ownership, you're building a city. And great cities in America are built on home ownership. This is another very, very good tool to make this work. In fact, in the end, when it's really looked upon, this is the essential tool to make this program work. Well, thank you very much. I want to thank all the people that were involved in this, because there were many. We're making Philadelphia a better place to live. Thank you.
Okay, so before I announce this next person, I think it's great that we have a representative from the Greater Philadelphia Association of Realtors, GPAR, here, because this program is a perfect example of when government needs to learn about what's a little piece they can do and then get out of the way, right? And really what this settlement assistance allows us to do is really ignite a lot of the private market to make it accessible to our residents and hopefully all sorts of new homeowners. So Chris Summers, you want to come up?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, what a great program this is. Yeah, the real estate industry, we just found out about it, is super excited. So kudos, to the mayor. Kudos to, City Council President Darrell Clark and all the City Council folks, that worked very hard to put this together. As several people have already said, home ownership is critical for community stability, for the opportunity, for individuals, to build wealth over time. Sometimes it could be, their greatest asset. So for us at GPAR, our goal is really going to be to engage all of our members, 3,000 members and so forth, to really spread the word about the availability of this program. Because oftentimes the difference with programs like this could be someone might not ever own a property or be a homeowner, and now they can. And I think that's critical, and that's huge for the improvement of the city and the improvement of people to have the opportunity to be homeowners. So we'll get the word out there. We'll get people involved in this program. And kudos again, and shout out to everyone here that was part of putting this great program together. Thank you.
Thank you. So a lot of the work that we see happening in our neighborhoods really could not be done without our incredible Community Development Corporation community. And the work that they do, they are in these communities every day. They are living and breathing this work. They are at the street level, meeting the residents where they exist, where they want to be, really working to build community in some really dire situations sometimes. And sometimes they push us a little further than we want to be pushed, but that we appreciate that too, because that's how we get to think about things in a new and different way. So I want to welcome Beth McConnell, who's representing PACDC.
Good afternoon. Again, my name is Beth McConnell. I'm the Policy Director at the Philadelphia Association of Community Development Corporations, PACDC. This Philly First Home Program is the perfect example of equitable development. A boost in revenue to our Philadelphia Housing Trust Fund, funded by expired property tax abatements, will put the dream of homeownership in reach for 300 or more Philadelphians this year. As the city's housing market continues to get stronger and property values rise, it is becoming harder and harder for first-time home buyers to purchase in neighborhoods that used to be in reach. And our homeownership rate, which has historically been very high compared to other cities, has dropped significantly in recent years. But with this boost in down payment assistance, more of our neighbors will benefit from rising property values because they will own a piece of Philadelphia. Ownership builds equity, and it's often the only way for moderate and low-income Philadelphians to build wealth, which can be passed down to their kids and grandkids. It changes families for a very long time. This is one critical way that Philadelphia is responding to gentrification, by directing resources and opportunity from a growing city to people that otherwise could be hurt from that growth or be pushed out. PACDC applauds Mayor Kenney and City Council, particularly Council President Clark, Council Members Sanchez, Squilla, and Parker, Councilman Tauberberger, thank you for also being here today, without whom these resources would simply not be available. And finally, let's applaud Philadelphia's housing counselors who will bring these resources, yes. They will bring these resources to eligible home buyers, and they work tirelessly every day to help our neighbors find new affordable homes and save the homes when they're facing tough times. Their work is so important in strengthening our neighborhoods. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today.
Okay, and last but certainly not least, we'll hear from our state friends at the Affordable Housing Center of Pennsylvania, Kenneth Bigos.
Good afternoon. My name is Kenneth Bigos. I'm the Executive Director of the Affordable Housing Centers of Pennsylvania. We're one of the housing counseling agencies that's part of the City of Philadelphia's Division of Housing and Community Development. I first want to thank Mayor Kenney, Council President Clark, and other members of City Council for making this down payment initiative happen. Affordable Housing Centers of Pennsylvania, as well as other housing counseling organizations, serve thousands of homeowners each year in our pre-purchase counseling program, and we work with the working class people of the city. They work in fields such as healthcare, education, one of the city departments, or as well as nonprofit industries. They are millennials, people of color, and immigrants, the demographic groups that historically have lower homeownership levels. Our clients identify homeownership as a means of stability, a secure place to raise their families, and build a legacy which they can pass down to their children. The ability to save for the down payment is the biggest barrier preventing them from achieving homeownership. Thanks to this new program, where one can receive up to $10,000 in down payment assistance, the City of Philadelphia has transformed this achievement of being a homeowner for clients that we counsel from sometimes an arduous, sometimes insurmountable mountain into a manageable molehill. I congratulate the City of Philadelphia for helping these households become homeowners. So Affordable Housing Centers and the other housing counseling organizations in the city are very excited about this new down payment assistance program, and we're ready to help every new qualified Philadelphian utilize this program. Thank you.
So in closing, I just want to say the program will officially launch in mid-June, and we look forward to attending many, many housewarming parties throughout the rest of the year. Okay? So thank you, anyone, and if you have any questions, we shall do our best.
They say I got heart, I'll take it. So, end of the day, and we're scheduling a meeting with some representatives from the disability community, and we understand that they're concerned that there's not enough money out of the new funding being diverted to that initiative. You can take every category, this program we're discussing today, the affordable housing program, down payment assistance, all of the various, guess what? There's not enough money for any of those programs. But at the end of the day, there's more money than it was before we got an agreement to get $20 million on an annual basis to go into programs. So whatever we put in, and that will be discussed over time, because we had a flexibility to adjust and to put revenue on the table for all of the different programs, you know, it's more than what we had. So I understand they're supposed to advocate for their interests, but similarly, I'll have people out here, some folks in the CDC community, right, Council Lady, that are interested in building affordable housing, traditional affordable housing. And under the law, particularly with this funding, every development we build has to have accessible units. So it's not like that's not being addressed in all aspects of it. Adaptive modification that allows you to convert existing units to accommodate individuals. So I understand they have to lobby for what they lobby, but this is putting a lot more money on the table for that advocacy group and any other advocacy group. Okay, I guess I'll yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. All lenders? All right, I'm going to turn this over to Ms. Fadullon.
So the program's offered through our housing counseling agencies, and there's a list of those on our website. So if you contact the housing agency that's closest to, you know, your community, they can help you about how you work through the process, because going through housing counseling is one of the requirements to be able to access the dollars. Yeah, so your clients would have to go to the housing counseling agency and go through the program. Yes. And in the back there, gentleman. Right, so I don't know that we have restrictions there. I guess it would be whether or not the banking community would provide the mortgage. We can try to get your information and find out, but I don't think that's a issue with the down payment assistance from us.
There are no limitations on.
Yeah, on our money, there's no limitations on the individual. It's just being able to get a mortgage through the private banking system. Sure.
And can I just add,
Yeah.
just for the record, when we look at the $4.8 billion in revenue here in the city of Philadelphia that's projected for fiscal year 713 million of those dollars are generated through real estate taxes. So when we think about providing people with access to home ownership, we're also talking about growing the pie. Because if we want access to more dollars to invest in communities that need the most, the way to do it is to grow the pie. So that's small businesses and that's more people contributing to the tax base. If we grow it, we can invest in it.
Yeah, go ahead. Right, yeah. So this year, we have $3 million allocated to the program. So if everybody needed 10,000, that's where the 300 came from. We have about 2.5 million allocated for next year for the program. So it's really probably first come, first qualified, right? Yeah, you know, and as Council President so eloquently spoke about, unfortunately, you know, we don't have enough resources to meet any of the needs, but we hope that, we think we put a substantial amount of dollars into this. And, you know, we honestly, we'd probably love to have the problem of we got too many people that need this or that are qualified to be homeowners, and then we'll try to figure out how to resource based on that. There's if you go to City of Philadelphia Division of Housing and Community Development, their website, there's a list of the housing counseling agencies, and they are the ones to contact about having applicants apply for the program. Yeah, and do you know how long it takes to get through housing counseling, and is there? Right, it really depends on when the individual applies, how much, you know, what their budget condition is, what kind of credit repair they may need. It's really more about getting the right information together and then making sure that, you know, that applicant's going to have what they need to be able to qualify for the mortgage portion of the cost. All right, great. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.